Hey, welcome to Travel Tuesday Happy Hour, where we interview dope people doing dope things with one thing in common, the love for travel. We have a great guest lined up. Grab a drink, stay tuned. What's going on, travel fam? If you ever thought about starting a podcast, check out Anchor. Anchor is free. Anchor will provide you tools to record and edit your podcast from your phone or your computer. Anchor will also distribute your podcast to multiple streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Everything you need right in one app. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
And the myth, the legend is on the line right now. What's going on, sir? Introduce yourself and tell us what you do.
What's going on? What's going on, man? My name is Ujuru. Everybody call me Uj when they know me. I'm a travelpreneur, amongst other things. I conduct business in general. I'm in logistics, distributions, and I enjoy traveling, and I enjoy connecting people with others and seeing the world.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And, met this guy in a unique situation, right? You supposed to be last minute trip, right?
Yep.
And, we was on Croatia Yacht Week together. So that was super dope. Got to meet him, got to link up with him. We talked business, afterwards, and we stayed in contact. So, Uj, tell us what got you into traveling in the first place. First of all, were you born in Haiti or you were born here?
So I was born in Boston. And,
Okay, awesome.
I'm an August baby. So
Okay.
as soon as I was born, it started getting cold. And my mom is an island woman, and she couldn't deal with that cold. So as soon as that happened, we moved back to Haiti because she couldn't handle the cold. So I came back to the States. I used to come back and forth for summer vacations to New York. And then in 98, she decided to make the move back down to Miami. And I was 12 years old, and I've been back in the States ever since.
Okay, so since then, what's really got you? What's your motivation to travel? Like, I know you're an adventurous type of person, but what really sparked that?
What sparked, to be honest with you, what sparked the traveling is I was on a business trip actually. I went to Zambia, Africa, for a business trip a few years back. I was doing some consulting, and as soon as I got to Zambia, I felt this at-home feeling, and from that point on, something just clicked to where I started wondering how many random countries I can go to that can give me that feeling, because we grow up feeling like where we grow up as home, and that trip made me realize like we could have homes in many different places on the planet.
Facts.
On the globe, and we don't have to be stuck. So mixing with my adventurous type of mind and everything like that, and trying to find as many countries I could call home as I can, it just sparked the traveling aspect of things. But in addition to that, back then, I had an idea. We're in the same fraternity, obviously. Go to the bros.
Hey.
When you plan a road trip with the bros, you'll plan it, and 1,000 bros want to go to the trip. Comes time of the trip, one or two end up going. So with that being said, I've always had this idea to create something, to create a platform to facilitate that and pretty much remedy flakiness, in a way of speaking. So that's another thing why I started doing traveling and doing group travel, so I can create a product or create a solution that can solve those issues. So yeah.
Okay, so the obvious, right? How has Corona, COVID-19 kind of impacted not just your travel, right, but life in general?
Everything. It's impacting everything, and it's unprecedented as well. It's almost like you can't imagine a country as capitalistic as the U.S. shutting down its borders. And I was talking to one of my good friends about the trickle effect, and because we're living our lives and we're in the country.
No, say it ain't so. Okay.
Sorry, I'm getting calls. Uh,
Oh, no problem. I
yeah,
thought
somebody
IG
just
was shutting
attempted to
down on
call
us
me.
again. Okay.
Nah, nah. So a lot of times we live in, especially a country like the US, where things just seem like to be happening automatically. And we kind of don't put one and two together how everything is interconnected. And this
Right.
corona, or as they call it, the Rona, is really making us see how everything has something to do with each other, because we're seeing the domino effects of, okay, let's say if the airport is closing or there's no traffic in the airport, um, you know, the planes aren't flying, and then you think about the restaurants that are closing, those people that are working there. You think about the janitors that's working there, the contractors, and it goes the same way with everything else in the country. I think the only people that's like really doing making good is the healthcare, people in healthcare, not necessarily the healthcare workers, because
Let's
they're in the
not say
front.
making it good because they got it rough right now.
No, 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 no. I don't mean the doctors, the nurses.
Hmm.
These
You're
people
talking
are
about on the
heroes.
profit, on the for-profit
on
side.
on the for-profit side, like the software developers, the
The
for healthcare,
pharmaceuticals. Yep, got you.
pharmaceuticals. Yeah, man.
Manufacturers got it.
Listen, I would never say that about the frontline workers, like the doctors, the nurses, and everybody that are in the front line, because yeah, they're having it rough with lack of supplies, no rest. They have it rough, bro. Yeah, for
So, what are
sure.
some things that, you're a planner, right? Of course. What are some things that you kind of had lined up that you just had to, because I know you're always planning a trip, you always got some trips going somewhere. So, what are some things that kind of got derailed or shifted because of the coronavirus?
So in the month of March, which we just passed, the end of March, I had a trip to Haiti. It's an annual trip we do to Haiti. I take people to this one of these pristine beach island in Haiti called Île Vache. But because of the corona, and we were in the middle of the country figuring out what it's gonna do. Is it gonna be coming on this side? How is it gonna affect things? So we've had to postpone that trip because um, all of it happened around when Trump declared a state of emergency.
Right.
And then soon after, countries started closing their borders, XYZ. And it definitely got derailed, or switched our plans in that way. But another thing it made me think about is that, as the US, we have to be a little bit more responsible, because a lot of other countries, they look to us, because all of this could have happened in January, where the borders got shut down, and maybe by March we would have been good. But because we took too long, and a lot of countries, whether we know it or not, they follow us. And
Mm,
in some of our other businesses, some countries follow the FDA, which is for the US. They don't have their own FDA. They follow the lead of the US. So we have to understand these big shoes we have that we're wearing, and a lot of people are following after us, and move accordingly.
okay, okay. So, one of the things that I ask all my guests is, for the novice traveler, for the first time traveler, what would be like a tip that you would like to give them to kind of, get them started on their travel journey? Because I mean, yours was unconventional, right? Going from being born in Boston, going to Haiti, and then finding work to be the catalyst. What would you think? A couple weeks back, some people mentioned, you know what? Sometimes, like you said, a road trip, get in the car and drive. What would be something that you would consider to be, something you would like people to know about traveling?
You know something? That question, I have to answer it in multiple different ways, because uh, of all the experiences I've had. Because if I'm giving the American traveler advice, it'll be different. It'll be different
Okay,
from the
okay.
traveler somewhere else. Because we try to Americanize a lot of things. And
Hmm.
whether we're black or non-black, when we travel, we all act the same way. I've noticed. So
Right.
for the first time traveler leaving the country, is have an open mind. For the first time, a U.S. traveler, have an open mind, understand that people operate in their respective countries under their own pace, and having patience with people, learning, asking questions before we start trying to keep people to our own standards in our country. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
that's one of the main things I would say to our U.S. travelers for sure.
Yeah,
And
go ahead. Go ahead. You got multiple parts. My apologies.
no, and I was gonna say, as far as the beginning, leave your state as you said, taking a road trip and just interacting with people. You wouldn't believe how things are different from New York to Alabama, and it's within the same country. So, with that being said, take it easy, man. Have an open mind. You're visiting a new place to get new experiences. Don't show up there thinking that it should be as it is back home. That's the main thing
Right.
I'll say.
Right. Yeah,
Hmm.
because I'll keep bringing this up. You know, my first trip to Haiti at 6 years old was daunting, right? In the sense where
Right.
imagine going back and not having a refrigerator to open and close all day, not having electricity, TV, all these things that we take for granted here that are luxuries for families in different financial classes, right?
Right.
And so, yeah, I definitely appreciate that because, a couple people on here, I've been trying to convince to travel for some time, and they're on some. Well, I can't do it like you. I'm like, don't do it like me, do it like you. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Setting expectations is really important. That, you don't have to do it like Ooch, or you don't have to do it like me. You don't have to do it like Rick or said. You know what I mean? Everybody has their own budget. Everybody has their own experience. And
Yeah.
the other thing is, don't travel for the gram because you'll be disappointed. You know what I mean? You'll have to really make it gram worthy. In some of these countries, you be in for a rude awakening sometimes. But go ahead.
I was gonna say, what's a lot of people have to understand about, I'm sure some people have an idea, but a lot of times when you're seeing, especially travel influencers or people traveling a lot in general, I'll speak for me. When I travel, I don't travel the same way all the time. For example, sometimes I may travel and stay at a five-star hotel. Sometimes I may travel and stay at a hostel. And different people are able to travel in different ways. Not everybody can stay in a hostel because, in case
Or
you don't
converted
know,
truck.
yeah,
Or
yeah,
converted truck.
right. Actually, so okay. Let me tell you that story. Let me tell you that
Real
story.
quick, you got like 2 minutes. So real quick. Well, you got a minute. Actually, you got 3 minutes. Go ahead.
Last summer, I wanted to go run with the Bulls in Spain. It was a last minute decision. It was right before I went to Croatia for Yacht Week. So when I was looking for hotels, I couldn't find any hotels. So I saw this van, this big wagon, and it was like a hostel. So I'm like, man, F it, I'm gonna book it. I'll book it, and I show up this big looking ugly van on the outside. I'm like, yo, this is about to be an experience. I end up going in there. It was laid out. It looked like a cabin, hostel style, and it was one of the greatest experiences I ever had. I made some
That's
good
dope.
friends that I talked to till this day, and and you can't beat it. One of my best experiences ever traveling.
That's awesome. And keep in mind, y'all, he goes running with the Bulls right before an expensive week-long trip in Croatia. That's how much of a crazy man. Like I said, the man, the myth, the legend right here. But tell us what you got coming up. We definitely got Tone coming up next. Tell us what you got coming up so people know where to follow you, how to follow you, and what you got going on.
Okay, make sure y'all join Black World Travelers on Facebook. We at 19,700 and something community members. Also, I have a few trips that's pending. I'm not really promoting them too much because of, obviously what's going on. But I feel like by the end of, towards the end, we have Zambia coming up as well in December. We have one of my other affiliates running our Ghana trip as well. So we have a few things coming up, and also in the third quarter, Gravel World app will be hitting the app stores.
Okay.
That's this right here. Look out for it when you're trying to plan your travels, whether it's group or with family or solo. So
All right.
these are just a few things I'm coming up. I love what you're doing. I love this. Keep it going. I
I
watch it every
appreciate you,
time.
brother.
Yeah, I watch it every time you
Yeah,
post an
appreciate
episode.
you, man. It's and like I said, like my first group, you jumped on last minute. We had somebody have to bail out, and you jumped on last minute. So I really appreciate you jumping on, brother.
No
Keep doing
problem.
what you do, and yeah, man, keep following us.
Another dope conversation. Keep traveling and stay safe. Until next time, peace.